Cam, what's up?
Yo.
Can you give us a breakdown, position by position, on how many we should bring in and why, based on the future schedules and draft picks?
Give me a second. Yep. Already did it. Bang. This is me getting caught up with recruiting coverage. So a while ago, this is March 23rd, so exactly a month ago. Well, yeah, exactly a month ago then. If you search up on State of the U, you can just Google it, State of the U, numbers and needs for 2022. I did that very thing. I do it to set up every single recruiting class, my view from the top. Now, I think that I'm going to change a couple of these numbers, but I'm quoting myself. I'm literally I'm talking to my camera, but I'm on a different tab on my browser looking at the article. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom because I gave narrative for every single one. But at the end of the day, the too long didn't read section, class numbers that I think is going to be one for quarterback, because you've got to have one every year. That's recruiting rule number one. You already know. One for running back, two for wide receiver, 1+ for tight end, 4 offensive line, 4 defensive linemen, 2 ends, 2 tackles, 2 linebackers, 2 corners, 2 safeties. Anything else is going to be best available. I think that I'm going to drop the running back from this class because I think that we can get by with who we have, and I think that almost at least 4 of the 5 are going to return next year. So you're going to take that, probably put it towards a punter, because Lewis Headley's already 27 or 28 and playing very, very well. He's runner up for the Ray Guy Award for the best punter in the country. And so he's probably going to move on to the NFL. And coaches have already hinted at the fact of, if you liked what you saw from Jose Borregales at this pro day, be sure you come back next pro day for our 6'4" yoked and tatted punter. So that kind of was the thing that got me there, because I wasn't sure if you wanted to stay for all 4. So you're probably going to flip that. You could maybe fudge the numbers a little bit on a couple of the others slots or positions down the line. Regardless of the quarterback situation, I'm always going to say that you need to take one, period. That's just foundational belief. It's recruiting rule number 1. If you haven't read the recruiting rules, it's still pinned on the front page of the State of the U website. One of the best pieces I've ever written, so go check that out. The only other thing is I intentionally have fewer than the full 24 scholarships there, because we had to have one that counted forward, because we had only 25 incoming counters last year. So Cody Brown ends up being one for 2022, even though he's a 2021 signee. Whatever, numbers game. There's 24 kids we can bring in. I intentionally put less or fewer than that because transfer portal. Excuse me. So that's something that Miami has leveraged to great success to bridge gaps in the roster, whether it's going to be for the 2021 season or 2022. I do not think that's going to change. And as the transfers continue to get drafted highly and perform well, I think that we're going to see Miami be a number 1 top tier destination for the top level talent from the transfer portal. So I think the numbers worked out to maybe 19 that I said from there, then that gives us 5 spots to get to the 24 incoming counters we have for this season. I leave those open because, hey, maybe we take all 5, maybe we take 3, and then we bump up to 2 other prep kids or high school kids from that level of recruiting as well. So that's up on the website as well. I gave narratives for all of the positions, at least as I saw it. I wrote it a month ago. I got to do a new class breakdown update. Not much to really break down at this moment because Ja'Cory Brown's the only kid in the class, but that's kind of how I see it. And again, leaving the intentional growth room for either additional high school kids or preferably, well, not I would say preferably, but more likely kids from the transfer portal also built into the number, because it's foreseeable that they would still have transfers coming here, and you have to have a scholarship slot open for that to happen.